Welcome to Focal Point News, your source for campus news, breaking headlines, and in-depth stories that matter. Coming up on Focal Point.
Find out how to sign up for new art classes offered by the City of East Lansing.
See how East Lansing is shaping the future right through these doors.
From the heart of Michigan State University, Focal Point starts right now.
Good morning. Today is November 22nd, 2024, and welcome to Focal Point News. I'm Bobby Cushing.
And I'm Derek Mitchell. With Thanksgiving less than a week away, we will break down the challenges students face when traveling home as the holiday season picks up. But first, tonight is the night.
It's the biggest celebration in Michigan's capital city. Silver Bells in the city is capped with the lighting of the state's Christmas tree in front of the Capitol building. But it will start with the glow of thousands of lights and tens of thousands of people.
Our very own Rachel Fulton is live from the center of it all, downtown Lansing, where she can break it all down for us. Rachel, you're in a very familiar place out there. How is it?
Yeah, thanks, Derek and Bobby. It's definitely a little chilly out here. The wind is going a little crazy, but I've got my gloves on and my coat, so I'm all bundled up here. But Silver Bells in the city wouldn't be what it is without the cold weather. And yes, this event is happening right here in the heart of downtown Lansing, right here where I am at the balls, the ornaments. And the event's going to be from 5 to 9 p.m. tonight. It happens annually on the Friday before Thanksgiving, and it's going to kick off right down here at Allegan Street. With the Silver Bells Village starting off at 5 p.m. This will feature about 30 different vendors, about 7 food trucks and trailers. So if you're looking to come get a bite to eat tonight or some refreshments or to get a kickstart into that Christmas shopping, this is the place to do that. And then later at 6 p.m. at the corner of Lenawee Street, the electric light parade will kick off on the street. And I don't know how to explain this other than that it's the Disney of light parades with how immaculate the lights are on the floats. This year, about 70 entries, 11 high school marching bands can be seen, and some horse-drawn carriages, and of course the big man himself, Santa Claus, will be seen as well, which even as adults we all get excited to see. And then later in the event at 7:30 p.m. this beautiful 60-foot tall spruce will be decked out and lit up in the most beautiful colored lights that you can see here in Lansing. It's truly the city of lights here tonight. If you're planning on bringing the friends and the family down, like I said, it's pretty cold out here, so make sure you're all bundled up in a hat and some gloves and a coat. And then some more information can also be found at silverbellsinthecity.com. The official brochure for the event can also be found there. Thank you so much, Derek and Bobby. Back to you.
Thanks, Rachel. It looks a little cold out here, so hopefully you can warm back up in the studio. We'll check in with Focal Point's weather, we'll check in with Ethan Hunter for Focal Point's weather in just a bit.
Besides working diligently in the Weather Center analyzing the storm models, Ethan uses good old technology to understand the weather. He went outside and he found the organizers and local business owners who tell us just how important Silver Bells in the city is to this community.
It's snowing on Washington Square in downtown Lansing. Maybe not enough to show up on camera or to stick to the ground, but I promise it's there. Oh, and the Christmas decorations in mid-November? Well, those can only mean one thing.
What started off as a simple community sing in front of the Capitol has now grown into this parade over 40 years.
40 years of Lansing celebrating Christmas before Thanksgiving with Silver Bells in the city. Rachel Beatty has been planning the event since June.
We have the highest number of vendors this year for our vendors village, and that'll be about 30. We have 7 food trucks.
Lights have gone up, the famous big red ornaments were driven in on a crane, and of course,
the beautiful 60-foot spruce.
Decorated with, well, don't tell anyone.
It's supposed to be kind of a surprise, but being the Ruby anniversary, we have Ruby lights. So that's really exciting.
Silver Bells is kind of like Lansing's Super Bowl, and with tens of thousands of people coming to line this street right here tomorrow night, the city is preparing, maybe none more than the local businesses.
I think that's what people don't understand, that Lansing doesn't get this like lively, but once a year.
Autumn Weston is a 4th-generation owner of Kewpie's. The restaurant has been a Lansing staple for over 100 years.
Leading up to it, there's a lot of planning and prepping and all that to go on, but it's so worth it come when there's a line out the door and these tables are filled up. It's everything you pray for.
Downtown is usually quiet, but this is a tradition for so many Michigan families.
We sold hot chocolate out front, I think, when I was, just a kid.
At the art gallery across the street, owner Jen Estel will be watching her son play trombone in the Waverly High School marching band.
They're currently the reigning champion. Last year they got the award, which makes them the Santa Band, the last band in the parade. So we can't wait to watch the parade and cheer them on.
And Rachel's friends owe it all to this event.
I also have a friend whose first date was at Silver Bells back in 2010, I believe it was. And now they're married now, and they'll be coming here again this year with their 2-year-old son on his birthday.
For one night, downtown Lansing is crowded with people making new memories all under one tree. Well, now as the city's prepared, the parade's going to run behind me in these ornaments just about a half a block, but now we're going to take it over to Jaden Hawkins, who's with Lansing City firefighters that are going to be a special part of that parade.
Sirens and flashing lights. That's what Rashamir Neal thought he was getting into when he signed up to be a captain in training. But instead, found himself here, decorating.
I can't wait to see that tree lit.
On a normal day, their hardest task is going out in the community to save lives. Today, it's trying to figure out how to get these Christmas lights up.
How do you think we should hook up these lights together without it looking weird?
Today we are decorating our medic unit, getting it ready to participate in the Silver Bells.
It's a Lansing tradition in the 40th annual Silver Bells in the City celebration. For Captain Neal, it's the first year in 10 with the department that he gets to light up the truck with more than just red. And he knows it's not so much about the best decorations, it's all about spreading a little joy.
It shows the Lansing community coming together as one. We're in times nowadays where everybody is against everyone and things like that. So this is a time where a lot of different cultures and things like that can actually come together and actually have a good time.
Gabrielle Betcher is a cadet in training and has been in the parade for 3 years with her high school band. But getting to train with the department has allowed her to see a brighter side of the festivities.
I think I'm just ready to actually take it all in instead of just sticking to the same script, not being able to relax, but now I can actually take in all of it, say hi to people.
Just gives us time to actually build up our teamwork, our chemistry, and also too, a beauty for the cadets is we actually get to see their work ethic. Okay, this is something fun. See them jumping in and actually want to actually give a helping hand. So it helps us have faith in them when we send them to go do a task on the fire ground.
In Lansing, Jaden Hawkins, Focal Point News.
Captain Neal says their involvement in the parade allows the community to see the department in a better light and ask them questions face to face. You can catch the fire truck tonight at 6 p.m. when the parade starts at the corner of Leone and South Washington Square. As the holidays quickly approach, so does holiday travel, and the university does not recognize the day before Thanksgiving as a holiday. It's one of those debates students love to have. So that's exactly what I did.
Next week is all about travel.
My parents are coming up to get me on next Wednesday.
In just a couple of days, many of the 50,000 students at Michigan State, along with teachers and staff, will hit the roads with destinations throughout the country.
I live in D.C., so it'll be an 8-hour drive.
Aaron Schapo is a senior at Michigan State. Thanksgiving means more than just a break from pens and pencils.
It's definitely one of the most important holidays to me. I look forward to it every year.
It's the family time that Aaron Schapo looks forward to, and he's not alone.
A lot of my family was far apart, so we all get together on Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving's a fun time for me to see all my family.
AAA Auto Club says over 2.6 million Michiganders will travel more than 50 miles each for the holiday.
TSA projects Tuesday and Wednesday of Thanksgiving week to be the busiest travel days of that week. Michigan State has almost 2,000 out-of-state students, which means on one of those days, a lot of the classrooms could be looking like this.
Junior and senior year, I've more thought I'm just going to bite the bullet, take the cost of skipping the classes.
The Wednesday before Thanksgiving is not a recognized Michigan State holiday.
It kind of bothers me in a way of I feel like a lot of people who have to travel home, the extra day could be very helpful to get home.
Many students will choose to skip classes that day, at a cost of their grade.
I'd say it definitely does make a difference when attendance points are involved.
In East Lansing, Bobby Cushing, Focal Point News.
It's definitely a topic among students. I know I'm traveling home on Wednesday to see family.
Now, with all this traveling, we can only hope for weather will hold out.
Ethan Hunter is live at the weather wall to let us know what we can expect. Ethan?
Yeah, guys, I'm kind of hoping that we can expect snow. We had the first snow. I don't think it was an official snow because none of it stuck to the ground, but we had flurries, and that just felt really good. Well, yesterday when I was downtown in Lansing, that season is approaching. But as for the country, we're not quite there yet. Pretty temperate for this time in November, mid-40s in the Midwest, and out. There's only precipitation really right now out on the west in California and over into the east. But as we look to the Midwest, I don't know if anybody was looking at Thursday night football, a bit of a blizzard in Cleveland. That's from this low pressure system that hit Lake Erie and is coming down, pushing some snow through the east. That's going to be really exciting if you are traveling home to the east. Like I know Bobby is over on the desk going to New Jersey. Hopefully some of that snow is still there for him, but that's really the only snow that we have right now. Pretty temperate here, almost reaching 50 in Detroit and Grand Rapids. As for here in East Lansing for the next 7 days, so we've got a high of 47 today. And it's going to keep going along with that high 40s and to the 50s on Monday, but then it's going to get cold as you're traveling home and going into Thanksgiving. 41 on Thanksgiving, low of 28. So will we get some snow? Probably not a white Thanksgiving, but all I know is about tonight. We've got a really big matchup here in East Lansing against Purdue at 8 p.m. It's one of the latest kickoffs, and you can see the live campus cam right now. A little bit wet on the road. That's from maybe a few more flurries that were coming down. I think at this point it's pretty much all sprinkles. But you're going to see the Purdue game kicking off at 8. It's just going to keep getting colder through the night, so definitely bring a jacket to that. And then Silver Bells in the city at starting at 6, started going to be 46 at that time of kickoff of the parade. So definitely a jacket night. I don't think we're going to see any more snow, but definitely want to bundle up, especially if you're bringing the kids to the game or to Silver Bells in the city. Guys, I know that it's definitely a time where we might see some snow. I'm a snow guy myself. I don't know, you guys snow people?
I remember that Penn State game when we had the snow and we were throwing snowballs everywhere. It was beautiful.
Absolutely.
Very beautiful. Earlier this November, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer partnered with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services to provide free and reduced cost birth control to women in the state. Focal Point's Nora Fleming spoke with women at Michigan State about the impact this campaign has on college students and how groups on campus are working to make birth control more accessible.
Caitlin Sturck and Paige Novak feel like any other college senior.
School's going good. I just applied for graduation today.
And like 29% of college women, they're also on birth control.
I like it.
It's good.
Caitlin uses the patch.
The patch is definitely my favorite. I feel like I've only had a few issues with it like falling off, but I haven't really noticed any side effects really.
She's tried 3 different forms of birth control over the years.
First in high school, I was on the pill. Next, I came to college and I tried the next one on like the arm implant. Then I recently got this taken out in June and got on the patch, and I'm loving life with the patch.
For Paige, her major helped her decide on what form of birth control to use.
It helped me inform my research. I know a bit more obviously about the body and how it's going to impact the body. So looking at that kind of stuff definitely helped make my decision.
And both seniors think access to birth control is important.
I think that it should not be a stress for women to have to worry about how they're going to pay for it.
Which is why the Michigan Department of Health and Human Safety is partnering with Governor Gretchen Whitmer to bring women free or affordable birth control this November.
Michigan residents can access an interactive map on the DHHS website to find where their closest provider is. And for most MSU students, it's through Planned Parenthood Generation Action of Michigan State. Meg Brady is the co-president of the group.
Our club really mobilizes and engages in how to spread the knowledge of why birth control is important.
And believes easy access to birth control.
That is life-changing for a lot of people who don't know how to go about their medical systems, who didn't grow up in the same environment as others.
So whether it's the pill?
Yeah, you literally just pop it out. I keep it on my desk so I don't forget, and then
take it. It's that simple. This is the name brand. It's Zulane.
Or the patch.
What the little patches look like. And then you just put it wherever is recommended.
Michigan DHSS has you covered this November.
See, you're a natural.
In East Lansing, Nora Fleming, Focal Point News.
For more information on the Take Control of Your Birth Control campaign, visit the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services website at michigan.gov/MDHHS. There you can access an interactive map of locations providing this free birth control.
Don't go anywhere. When Focal Point returns, find out how to travel the world in one day.
And did you know that Michigan State gymnasts and football players spent an evening at Santa's workshop?
I sure didn't, but it's coming up next on Focal Point.
The Big Ten so big? For starters, it's coast to coast. 18 of the country's most iconic universities. It's 110,000 people going berserk in a whiteout big. It's defend the rock, jump around, and the biggest bass drum on earth big. It's a stadium so big.
They had to name it the Big House. Go Blue!
It's dotting the I big.
Let's go Bucks.
It's all-time leading scorer big. It's Husker Tunnel Walk big. And Paul Bunyan's axe big. It's Rutgers Rock, Fear the Turtle, Oski Wow Wow, and Sparty doing big Sparty things. It's red, scarlet, maroon, cardinal, purple, green, black, yellow, gold, orange, and any other color under the sun big. And now that USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington have joined the party, it's feeling real big. Right, Matt?
I'm ready. Fight on. Boys up, baby.
Let's get it. Go Dogs.
Nah, it's all about the O.
And where can you catch more sports games, matches, hits, goals, saves, aces, buzzer beaters, sprints, spikes, putts, pins, faults, dives, and touchdowns every Big Ten season? The Big Ten Network. This is big.
Welcome back to Focal Point. Have you thought about what it's like when you turn a passion for a source into a holiday gift in family and friends?
Well, that's exactly what local vendors who came together in Waverly did earlier this week. Focal Point's Campbell Berg spent the day looking at holiday shopping.
These artists all came together in Waverly, Michigan for one reason.
But especially during the holiday seasons, buying gifts for other people, but also giving us the funds to buy stuff for our families.
Stephanie Jordan creates these ornaments from scratch. At first, she made them at home for fun.
I started making ornaments several years ago for my family.
But then a friend suggested that she start selling them. And really, Stephanie's story could be repeated over and over here. It's the Holiday Craft and Vendor Show, where shoppers can find stained glass, handmade ornaments, and paintings.
As the holiday season starts, early Christmas shoppers are looking for unique gifts for their loved ones. The Craft and Vendor Show might be the best place to get an unconventional stocking stuffer.
I don't remember how I started painting on canvases. My mom has a
Emily Liston needs to travel from East Lansing all the way to Europe to show off another talent that she has.
This is a fundraiser for me because I got invited to the Blue Lake International Choir, and this is paying for my flight to Europe.
Hallelujah party. And for one special painter, this is her first and most certainly not last craft show. 8-year-old Ava Garcia made all of these paintings and bracelets on her own, and now she can't stop.
I got into painting when I realized how fun it was.
In East Lansing, Campbell Berg, Focal Point News.
As we know, downtown Waverly is fairly quaint, but organizers tell Campbell that they were really happy with the turnout this year.
It's usually pretty quiet here on weekends on the campus of Michigan State when most buildings are locked up and students and staff don't have classes to go to.
Focal Point's Karina Prieto takes us to the International Center, where last weekend that wasn't the case at all.
Have you
ever wanted to travel around the world in one day.
We've got Philippines, Indonesia, I think we have Turkey, Jordan, India.
Chinese, Nepal.
It's like a lot of countries. Yeah.
Well, for one day only at MSU, you can.
The International Center has become a place on the Michigan State campus where students can go to do an exam, or to grab a bite to eat, or to get a new student ID. Today, the International Center went global.
I can feel like we expand the community and then not feel like alone in this foreign country. It's like my second home.
MSU is a second home to about 7,000 international students. Katie and Sarah are here to travel the globe, stepping into different cultures.
Yeah, this is our traditional music instrument. It's called angklung.
Music from Indonesia, poems from Ukraine, and spices from Sri Lanka, all things that make up the diverse Spartan population.
It allows students to connect with different cultures they may not have been exposed to before, and it also allows international students that MSU has to connect with their own people and also discover different cultures they may not have.
Yeah, and each angklung has different notes, so we have to have an ensemble to make a music. Yeah.
Alvin says, just like the instruments, we all need to work together to live in harmony.
Maybe
they'll get the knowledge and they'll know to be more appreciative, and sensitive to other people and stuff like that.
After all,
sharing is really fun, and talking to people, introduce our culture is really fun.
Yeah, like what they say, sharing is caring, right?
On the Michigan State campus, Karina Prieto, Focal Point News.
Derek, do you know at the beginning of that story, that dance, it dates back to the 3rd century BC. It's called the lion dance.
No, I didn't, but I'm definitely going to check it out. That Indonesian instrument looked really cool. Speaking of the arts, the East Lansing Rotating Art Gallery has a new collection on display. Focal Point's Nora Fleming spoke to the director of the gallery about how this unconventional space is used in a unique way.
It's known as East Lansing's giant hamster cage. It can hold over 1,000 cars.
So during COVID, when everything shut down, we wanted to provide people a place to hang out, to be able to gather safely with other people.
It's not a place you'd consider hanging out and gazing at art. Its real name is the Division Street Garage on the corner of Groovy and Opportunity. And that's where you'll find the East Lansing Rotating Art Gallery.
The artwork enriched the space, made it a more dynamic place to hang out.
Wendy Sylvester Rowan is the arts programming specialist for the city of East Lansing.
What we like to do here with the rotating art is lift up people in our community and try and reach out to different stakeholders.
And as an artist herself, wanted a place to display local art.
We've done work with local artists where we put out a request for proposals to have local artists submit their artwork, and then they submit an image.
The display rotates quarterly and right now features art from classes offered through the East Lansing Parks, Recreation, and Arts Department.
The classes have fantastic artists, teaching artists.
And this setup made it easy to display their art.
So it was a way of lifting up our local artists as well as showcasing some of the teachers that teach the classes.
East Lansing residents can use the City Connect newspaper in order to sign up and view classes so that one day their art might be here as well.
The city wants to give everyone the opportunity to try something new.
The next round of classes begin in January of this year. So if you're interested in taking any classes, you can check out their website or call the Hannah Community Center or Kathleen Miller, who handles the classes.
And hopes that even if you're not an artist, you can find art in a parking garage.
Come down and grab something at one of our local stores, or grab yourself a coffee and come down and explore the art.
In East Lansing, Nora Fleming, Focal Point News.
I would have never expected to find an art display in the same garage I parked my car in. The new display will be up until mid-February, and signups for classes at Hannah Community Center are now open. Visit their website at cityofelastlansing.com to find out more.
The city of East Lansing hosted an open house on Monday to receive input and share information with the community members about the Valley Court Connectivity Plan, as well as the Parks and Recreation 5-year plan. Focal Point's Rachel Fulton shows us what this new future could look like and how it's going to benefit the residents of East Lansing.
It's hard to imagine on a day like today, playing pickleball here. But it's the vision that the East Lansing Park and Recreation Department has for this park. Kathy DeChambeau unveiled the vision called the Valley Court Connectivity Plan, an open house for residents at the Hannah Community Center.
We've been taking comments via email, in person, all kinds of ways, and now we have a draft plan that people can come in tonight, sit, write more comments, talk with us, just another opportunity to give their feedback and their input on the plan.
The plan consists of multiple things, from adding pickleball courts to small art on pathways.
You know, it's a pathway, but you've incorporated some kind of art. So the idea is that we call it the connectivity project, and it really is to connect it to our downtown that's on the west side.
It's easy to come and look at the vision, but creating the vision takes innovation and creativity. Bob Ford is one of these creators, always needing fresh ideas for future updates in the state.
My favorite thing to do is to go and look at projects that we've designed in the past to see how successful we were. Because if they're used and used properly, it's a success.
Some of these changes aren't huge, but still make a big impact.
Minimal, like things like lighting and art can really just change an area and make you feel more safe and comfortable to follow that path.
Today, the swings don't have kids, only wind making them sway. But in 5 years, this park may be completely transformed thanks to the vision of today. Rachel Fulton, Focal Point News.
The Department of Parks and Rec's art draft is available for community review and comment. The plan will continue to be revised and updated alongside additional input.
Let's take a look at what's happening around this town this week. We've talked about it today, and we're going to talk about it again. Silver Bells in the City, a Lansing tradition for 40 years now, starts tonight in downtown Lansing. It ends with the big man himself in the lighting of the state Christmas tree with fireworks and a drone show.
And here on campus, are you into live theater? Well, you might want to check out a play called Unscripted, a laughable experience at Studio 60 Theater in the Wharton Center. Check it out on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. And finally, the Spartans take on Purdue in a big football game at Spartan Stadium. Kickoff is at 8 p.m.
Yeah, Bobby, a big one tonight as the Spartans take on Purdue here in East Lansing, looking for a win to boost their chances at a bowl game.
We'll send it over to Micaiah Lawrence in the newsroom for the latest sports updates. Micaiah?
Thanks, Bobby and Derek. It has been a busy week for Spartan athletes, and we have a lot to cover. So let's get into it. Spartan football took a tough loss to Illinois last Saturday. MSU started the game strong by responding to Illinois' first quarter touchdown with one of their own. Aiden Childs threw a 52-yard pass to redshirt freshman Isaiah Johnson. Despite these opening efforts from the Spartans, the Illini closed out the game with a score of 38-16. The Spartans hope to bounce back tonight at home versus Purdue. Sitting at 4-6 on the season, Michigan State has to win their last two games for a chance to be bowl eligible. Moving on, MSU's 5th seed women's soccer team is dancing their way straight into a third CAA tournament run. The Spartans took on the Western Michigan Broncos last Saturday in DeMartin Stadium. And even though Western came in as the MAC Conference champions, Michigan State dealt them a 3-1 loss to advance to the second round. They came in with that goal you saw there from Emily Matthews, and 2 minutes later, Justina Gaynor scored a goal of her own. With the excitement continues, Western Michigan did go on to score their only goal of the game before the second half. We saw that red card dealt there to the Broncos early in the second half and costed them a player on the field. And though that one went wide, the Spartans took advantage of it, and Bella Najira scored a goal of her own in the 83rd minute to seal the deal. The Spartans will face the number 4 seed Texas today at 4 p.m. Men's basketball has also been busy this last week. On Saturday, the Spartans defeated Bowling Green 86-72. And on Tuesday, they were right back in the Breslin. The Samford Bulldogs did come out aggressive in the first half and had the Spartans off to a little bit of a slow start. But a huge change of pace came from plays just like this one, where the Spartans worked together for a huge steal. Jace Richardson was here with an assist to Jaden Akins, who had himself a game. He scored a career-high 25 points and got the Breslin on their feet. And honestly, would it really be a Spartans basketball game without this high-flying dunk from none other than Cohen Carr? With the crowd hype, the Spartans went on to provide a run that proved the Breslin is the place to play. They took the Bulldogs down 83-75. MSU men's hockey also had a huge weekend with a sweep over Notre Dame. This is their second conference sweep in 2 weeks. Michigan State faced off in an exhibition game in Plymouth, Michigan, taking on the United States National Development Team. The Spartans came away with a 6-2 victory, and don't worry, they'll be back in action after Thanksgiving for a series against Lindenwood at home. That's all I've got for you guys today from sports. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Micaiah. Speaking of athletes, Athletes in Action, a Bible study group for athletes, is showing that faith goes beyond the playing field. These students teamed up with Operation Christmas Child to bring hope and joy to children in need worldwide. And Charlotte Turbrack was there and gives us a glimpse of that holiday cheer.
Inside the football center on the Michigan State campus, on Monday night, they traded the lights of a football field for the warm glow of Christmas lights. Michigan State gymnast Skylar Schulte, Spartan running back Nate Carter, and of course, the big man himself, transformed Scandalarius into the North Pole.
Usually, these halls are filled with student athletes fulfilling their dream of playing a sport in college, but today, those same athletes are fulfilling a children's cause.
It's all a part of Operation Christmas Child. Michigan State athletes filled boxes with toys and even personal hygiene products for people they don't even know.
And just things that we take for granted as Americans and that they really need and value.
The night was organized by Athletes in Action, a Bible study group for athletes.
Since Athletes in Action is just solely for athletes, it really brings in a community that you didn't know you had until you got here. And we're all here to build community and share the gospel.
At least 100 athletes spent the evening here. And if they didn't know exactly why they came here in the first place, they certainly did after.
It also makes you look at other people in a different way. So he gives you his love for people, so you want to share it with them.
In East Lansing, I'm Charlotte Turbrack, Focal Point News.
Operation Christmas Child proves that even small acts of kindness can have a global impact. For more information and ways to contribute to making a child smile this Christmas, go to SamaritanPurse.org.
I mean, what a great way to spread joy to others during this Christmas holidays.
Absolutely, Bobby. Well, that's what the holidays are all about. We are out of time today. Thank you for tuning in to Focal Point News. I'm Derek Mitchell.
And I'm Bobby Cushing. We're going to leave you with a live shot of downtown Lansing to kick off the holidays. Have a great weekend, everyone.